Thank you for listening to Interview with DJ Nocturna. If you're watching my YouTube channel, please like, subscribe, and share. I'm speaking with Kris from the Berlin-based band Vlad in Tears. Hi, Kris. Welcome on the show.
Hello.
You. Thank you for
Thank you.
joining. Thank you for
Thank you
joining
for
me all
having
the
me.
way. Yeah. Thank you for joining me all the way from Berlin. Are you in Berlin right now? Berlin, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's pretty cold actually.
Yeah, our time difference is exactly the opposite end. It's 9 o'clock a.m. here. My coffee. I always say good morning. I know good evening for you.
Yeah.
You're probably having your wine or your blood. I don't know which
Yeah,
one.
well actually I'm drinking water. But yeah, cheers then.
Yeah, cheers to you. Thank you very much. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so so glad to have you in the show. I know your band. It's based on. I know you got your brothers, but they're not with you now. They're also part of your band. Lex, who plays guitar.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then you got Dario, who plays bass, and you're the lead vocalist, and you also play piano,
Yeah,
the keyboards, yeah.
that's correct.
And then you
Yeah,
have a
exactly.
drummer. Is it Alex, your drummer?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And
that's
I know
correct.
I know originally you guys used to live in Italy, right? You're Italian. Yeah.
Yeah. We grew together, grew up together for I don't know, around 25 years. Then me and Dario moved to Berlin. But my brother Alex is still living there. So he's still in
Oh,
Italy with the
okay.
drummer. Yeah, I know. It already sounds complicated, right? Like every time we have to go on tour, we have a date, we need to, book flights and talk to them and try to schedule everything. It's like
Mhm.
sometimes it's very, very complicated, but we're still managing anyway.
Yeah. Thank God for technology, right? We can all do the Zoom
Yeah,
things and all kinds of things,
yeah.
like when you
Mhm.
send music through the internet. So
Right.
why did you guys move to I guess to Berlin?
Mhm.
I know you moved
Well,
there kind of recent, right? Well, maybe a few years now.
well, it was kind of 10 years ago, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, around 10 years ago. We happened to find this guy on through the social media. This guy was music manager from Berlin, and he was asking us like what we're doing. Like he loved the band, and he wanted us to be here. So he asked us to move in order to be more available, enjoying like better the music scene and to get more chances. So I wasn't really, I wasn't really, I was really down for it, but because actually I never thought of moving
Mhm.
Germany because I didn't speak the language and I didn't know as much about it. So I was like, what the heck? Why not? Let's give it a try. So one day, I mean, I decided to go there and check it out. And we've been living like for the first 2 years in this like it's a super small place. It was creepy. It was creepy as hell. It was like terrible. But our life changed completely. So we started playing like so often. We were playing almost every day, and this manager helped us a lot. So and in the beginning, like the early years there here in Germany, we weren't playing with Alessio, with Alex and Alex. We weren't playing with them because they couldn't move, so they couldn't actually even be with us. So we started playing with other musicians, and that wasn't easy at all. But we kept going, until the point that we kind of got reunited with the original members. So that happened like a few years ago, like 3 years ago. We
Yeah.
got back together, So
Oh
cool
yeah.
story,
So,
no?
does your other brother want to move there as well eventually?
Nah, I don't think so.
Oh yeah,
I
he's
don't
like,
even know how long I'm gonna be here, actually.
oh yeah.
To be honest, I don't know.
I mean, where do you want to go?
I don't know, man. Mm, I'm thinking. My first goal, my first place I wanted to go was in UK, but then the second one was LA, because of the music business,
Mhm.
runs so
Yeah.
deeper and better. But then I ended up here anyway. I'm not complaining because Germany is working
Yeah.
really well. So
There's a big
yeah,
country
yeah,
there. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
And
It's
I
kind
think
of
they embrace that really. I mean, which is wonderful. They have so many great bands from Germany and all kinds of music into the music scene. Yeah.
yeah. The only thing is that doesn't really go out. It doesn't really get out of Germany. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Besides, Rammstein. but there are so many bands like them, you know, like really sound exactly like them, and they don't ever get out of Germany. So that's
Mm,
kind of creepy, you know. So we don't feel like them at all. So we don't belong to that thing kind of circle.
yeah.
But anyway.
What about so what is it like with the scene in Italy, the music scene? Is it a lot more like restricted?
Where there's no music scene,
Oh,
there's no music.
yeah.
You can imagine it's nothing. So there was one of the reasons why we moved. Actually, we would have moved anyway. Eventually, we would have moved out anyway, because there was nothing happening. So whatever we were trying to do wasn't going anywhere. There was no support. People were like, you know, weren't reacting unless you're
Uh,
already like a superstar. You know, they're always welcome to Italy. But if you start from scratch, and it's very almost impossible unless you got somebody who's putting a lot of money behind you, and et cetera, et cetera. I don't want to get into this talk, but you can imagine what I was going to talk about. So let's say I love Italy. It's good for holidays.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
So
know.
yeah, I know your brothers. I know you have three brothers, and I, you know, I take it that they all love you guys all love the same music. So were you guys like, was it were you guys raised in a way where you have a, I mean, you must have support from your parents, right? Because you
Yeah.
guys, yeah,
Well, my parents love music. Yeah, sure. My
yeah.
father used to play guitar, even though I mean he's a professional photographer, and my mom is an optician. So then they don't do that as a job, but they're really like music lovers. And about the kind of music I play, that's a different story because of my parents always supported me anyway. Even though my father's got a couple times got really scared of me because of my look or yeah, my looks or my yeah. You know, I used to even when I was a child, I used to collect these little skeletons like puppies and toys. They were like all creepy stuff, you know. And my father, like a couple of times, really like I heard them over them talking to my mother, like, "Hey, are we sure he's okay?" You know, that kind of stuff. And I almost been the only one so fixated and crazy about this stuff. My Alessio and Dario, my two brothers, they love music, but they also have different kind of taste. My
Oh,
brother
okay, okay.
Lex, the guitarist, is more into the alternative underground metal, and
Oh,
Dario
okay.
is coming more from the classic rock. So I'm the
Oh,
one
you're the
really
dark
into the
one.
dark music, and yeah, I'm the black sheep. Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was
Proud of
wondering
it.
that. Yeah, I was wondering that too because I have two brothers and one sister, and they have nothing. I mean, they one of them likes music a lot, but not my type of music. So I'm like, wow, when you got three brothers who like the same thing, I'm like, whoa, that's great, you know.
Yeah,
But that's wonderful. Yeah. So who is the do you? I know you guys do. I know you guys have some covers, and I know you also do originals, right? You
yeah,
also
sure.
yeah. So are you the primary songwriter, or do you all share that that?
I am the writer. Like always been writing everything like from
Oh,
zero. I write the lyrics, I write the music, and make the arrangements, and then also like this one, I mixed the record like Porpora. I mixed it because I used to have a recording studio in Italy, so I used to work with other musicians and do a lot of stuff. So I use those skills also with my band, you know.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I know you released like several albums. You know, I'm trying to. I think it might have been. I know you have now. You have a new album that just was released.
Mhm.
Porpora, right?
Yeah.
Then previously to that, you had like what is it, like eight? Has it been eight? Right?
Yeah,
Something like
this
that.
is the eighth record. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, it's
So,
yeah.
so
Yeah,
you
it's been
guys
a while.
started.
Yeah.
So you started releasing music back in is it 2006, right? Since
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. We got the first record out. Yeah, it was Seed of an Ancient Pain. It was really gothic metal,
yeah.
kind of. Yeah.
And
But then
that's
we
back in
changed
Italy?
different
Was
times.
that back in was that when you were still living in Italy?
Yeah, we're still in Italy. Yeah,
Oh,
we
wow.
recorded everything in Rome, and then we had this small label, and we got this record release. But you know, everything was little. You know, whatever we were trying to do was really like one little step at a time, and things got
Mhm.
better and better throughout the years. You know.
so this particular album that's just been released, I think it was in September. It was released September 16th, I think, something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. This is released on the German label Metalville Records.
Mhm.
Yeah, Porpora. And I know you have some really great tracks in there. I know one of them particularly is you know, the cover of the 1985 classic hit by Kate Bush.
Mhm.
You know, everybody just absolutely. I think it's like the goth anthem. One of the goth anthem because
Nice.
it's complete darkness and beauty and heartbreak.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
total
Yeah.
uh,
Thanks.
I guess in astrology, it's a total Venus and Scorpio kind of song.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's totally a beautiful song. Um, so tell us about I know this is one of the songs that I really like that you guys did from the more recent album.
Thank you.
So tell us about the album. How did you guys come up with the title for Porpora?
Yeah. So title. I got the title from one of actually this super short novel my brother Alessio wrote. Yeah, he has written this short novel around 10 years ago.
Mhm.
But yeah, I wasn't aware of that. So this is funny, because I wasn't aware of that at all. I've been writing this record during these 2 past years, during the lockdown, and it's been really, really, really like crazy hard.
Mhm.
I written this record 3 times. I started the first time, 2 years ago, and my first attempt wasn't good. I wasn't happy at all with it. So I raised it completely and then started over, and then it was a little better, but still not what I was looking for. Then I took a little break, and I got like into such a really, really, really deep depression. I got really, I got like completely down, and also because whatever were all the things were happening during the lockdown, so I got
Mhm.
completely lonely, desperate, and I started feeling really like heavy, deep, dark thoughts in my head were running, and I didn't know what to do. Actually, I thought that everything was coming to an end, like even my own life. Yeah, I even thought one day I even thought to end my own life, because I was like, I thought that everything was over, it was over, like there was no purpose anymore. So I don't know how I managed to snap out of it, but I did it. One day I woke up and I thought, like, man, you got to do something about it. You gotta do something. Just write down whatever you feel like, whatever is in your head right now before it's too late. So then I started writing, and I wrote down. It was one of the first songs belonging to this record. And right after I wrote "Right Now," which is a song about survival and fighting for your own life, or fighting that desperation, and standing up and not giving up. So the whole record is all about this deep heart feelings and heavy thoughts I've been experiencing these 2 years. And I'm pretty sure, as I already said like a couple of times, is this record is not my story, it's like everyone's story. I'm pretty sure that I'm not the only one that's been experiencing this kind of stuff, this heavy thoughts and this darkness and this loneliness and this. So I'm pretty sure people, whoever will listen to this record or read the lyrics, will feel comforted by that, and will feel not lonely anymore. We feel understood. Writing this record kind of saved my life. I managed to survive. I've been through hell. I got out of it, and I wrote about it. This is Porpora. So I'm pretty sure that I'm not the only one. Maybe I'm one of those survivors who tells the story. So
Mhm.
that's why I'm inviting everyone just to check this record out, because there's a lot of material, there's a lot of truth in there, there's a lot of reality, and it's sometimes cruel, but it's true, and there's a lot of hope in it. There's a lot of positive message,
Mhm.
so people need to be aware of that. And then at the end of this path, I went to Italy, visit my parents, and then I wanted to chill out, and I was looking for a book to read, just to relax. And then I saw this little book was in between other books. I never saw it, but I never seen it before. So I was like, okay, let me check it out. And I read the name Porpora. I was like, okay, that's interesting, because Porpora is a kind of a red. It means deep dark red. That's the kind of a red. So I was like, okay. And then I saw that my brother wrote it. Alessio wrote it. I was like, what now? So I read it and I loved it. Weirdly, it was all about violence, suffering, sex, abuse, desperation, suicide. It was so close to whatever I've been writing about the last 2 years. But my brother wrote this novel like 10 years ago. So it was like, man, it's a weird coincidence. Or what is it? So then I decided to name my record Porpora. And that's the story behind it. And then at the end, after telling my brother that, Dario called me one day and he asked me like, "Hey, Kris, how do you like that? Do you remember the song, Running Up the Hill from Kate Bush?" Like, yeah, of course, man. Yeah, are you watching Stranger Things? It's like, of course I am, man. Yeah, I know, I heard that. I love that. Even though I was so crazy about this placebo version, from I've heard it the first time while I was watching the Vampire Diaries, and I love that. So it's like, yeah, how about we do the cover? Well, do you want to do it? I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then I was like, okay, what moment I'm gonna do? I felt like kind of relieved because the record was ready. But then I thought, like, okay, one last thing, let's do it. And I was listening to the Kate Bush version and the placebo version so many times, and I try and find a combination between these two items, these two things, and to make it sound like a Black Tears song. At the end, I was really happy, and the label was like, "Wow, guys, that's pretty cool." And that's how it was done.
Yeah, that song is just amazing because I know that there's a resurgence of that song because I know it's from the Stranger Things. 37 years later,
Yeah.
I heard an interview with Kate Bush. She talked about this in a radio interview. It was like a 2-minute interview, but she did say that what is the word she said? The world has gone mad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she was right.
just I mean, in 2021, according to this, it was listed as number 60 in the Rolling Stones 500 greatest songs of all time, and I can see why.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
it's just amazing how this is from the 4th season, right? It was featured in the Stranger
Yes,
Things. And
exactly.
I know it's getting a lot of attention now. I know you're talking about it was from the Donnie Darko movie too, where
Yes,
Placebo's version is so beautiful. Yeah,
that's right.
so dark. Yeah,
Yeah,
I like all the versions of. I love your version. Your version has so much passion and so much the passion. I could when you're screaming it out, it's coming from the heart. So
yeah.
I think it's great. I mean, I love covers because everybody has their own take on it,
True.
and it's just beautiful to have all these different. It just shows how much you appreciate Kate Bush and her music.
True. Yeah, absolutely.
So this album that you guys just released, Porpora, which is if people are looking for that, it'll be on that particular album. I know there's 12 tracks on there, right?
Yeah.
The Running Up That Hill is the 12th song. So all of these were these all written during the time we were all like stuck at home?
Yeah, all of them. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
crazy story. Yeah.
And so who did the artwork for the album? It's beautiful.
Thanks. A friend of ours did it. Stefania, wherever you are. Hello. Yeah, she's a web designer, and she's a really cool girl. She was listening to the record and she got inspired, and then she got all out of her head like this way, and we love that. I also love the blindfold and with the eyewitness. So perfect for that. Kind of sum up the whole concept of Porpora.
Wow. Okay. Well, big shout out to Ethan Marolis. Yeah, he did. Yeah, I was just like, yes, it's so amazing. I appreciate the music, and you coming on the show and talking a little bit about your music and your album. And
Thanks.
so are you guys planning on anything coming up? Like, have you been to the US? Have you guys toured the US yet?
Never. No,
Okay,
never been.
soon. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. Would love to.
We
I would
gotta.
love to, really.
Do you speak German as well?
Yeah, a little bit.
Little bit, yeah.
It's so complicated. Oh man. And they always say that whenever you start learning German language and you start losing the English language. So I'd
Oh,
rather keep my English than tell the Germans.
oh, they might be listening. That's okay.
Yeah, you never know.
No, you know what? I've been looking at your website, right? If
Mhm,
people wanna check out Vlad in Tears, you can
mhm,
check out their website, which is vladintears.com.
mhm. Yeah.
But some of these things are in German, and I couldn't read it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I don't know why it's not updated actually, but I'm gonna check it out again. Like, fix that. Yeah, yeah. So what were we planning? Actually, the first thing we're doing now, it's gonna be the 22nd of October. We have a live show, Halloween in Poland. It's a Halloween party, and it's gonna be like crazy. The same guys and managing this place is the organizer of one of these huge festival, Gothic festivals in Poland, which is Castle Party. And we've been there like 2 years ago. It was like insane, like completely insane, like thousands of people, like all like a black parade. So we're gonna do this live show 22nd October, and then we are gonna release a Halloweeny version of Wasted Lives from Porpora. I arranged that, like I finished mixing it like 2 days ago. So it's gonna
Oh,
be on Spotify, this Halloween version, Wasted
okay.
Lives.
A Wasted Life. That's
Yeah,
the
it's gonna
first
be.
track from the new album Purpura. Wasted Lives.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's gonna be like on Spotify and iTunes, and people can buy it and can download it. So it's gonna be a very like a special Halloween night for everyone with bloody tears. Yeah. Then we're planning like several festivals during spring 2023, and some shows. Probably one before Christmas, but the 16th, yeah, December 16th.
Oh, that's my
Yeah,
birthday.
no, I think so, sure. Oh, really? Oh,
December 16th. Okay, that's
I'll
awesome.
think of you then.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, that's great. Okay, well, if people wanna buy your music, how can they get besides they go to the label or they can check out your
Well,
website? Mhm.
yeah, they can check out our website. They can go on Spotify and just type in Blood in Tears, and then you get all the links like Amazon, iTunes, also on Facebook and Instagram. You can find all the links that will lead you to the shops,
Yeah, and
digital
I
shops.
think this your album's also distributed in Rough Trade. I think that's what it said.
Yes, correct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
that's right.
All right. So this album released by Metalville Records. It's called Vlad in
Mhm.
Tears Porpora. Released September 16, and if people want to check that out, it's a great album. You could hear another version of Running Up That Hill, which is just amazing. Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
and of course they can follow you on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I believe, right? You have Twitter as well.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
Vlad in Tears. I have Kris. Thank you so much for
Yes,
joining me.
my
Always have-
pleasure.
Okay, let me just turn this off really quickly. Okay, let's see here. I always have this